come spend the day with me. I spent the morning doing boring work before taking a quick little lunch break, and I did a little more work in the afternoon before tackling my Monica closet, my closet of shame. I'm pretty organized, but this closet is out of control. To be fair, it is pretty hard to organize because it goes back behind the wall and it's kind of dark, so it's just kind of chaotic, but I had to take everything out. I've been meaning to do this for days and just had been procrastinating. There were a ton of COVID tests in here, all of which, spoiler, were expired, long expired. So yeah, those all had to be trashed, unfortunately. Then I had a bunch of other COVID relics, like tons and tons of masks and some hand sanitizer that was expired. So I did consolidate. I didn't get rid of all my masks, but we consolidated quite a bit. Then I had some things for when Cooper flies, like diapers, which he doesn't normally wear diapers, but for an emergency on airplanes, stuff like that. And then just so many things that are supposed to be in my storage room, the household miscellaneous that is absolutely overflowing. This is embarrassing. Some electronics and different things that was kind of chaotic. So I sorted through that. The amount of extra treats that I have for Cooper is crazy. But the thing is, sometimes he'll like some for a little while and then he changes and it's chaos. So I don't know. I'm trying to put everything back. It's still far from perfect. It doesn't look very aesthetically pleasing, but it's getting there. That big black backpack is Cooper's volunteering backpack, so it has to go somewhere, even though it's kind of unsightly. Anyway, putting these bins back. The bins are really helpful because even the ones that are hiding behind the wall, then you can just pull them out and get what you need. They're from perfect, but better. And then I wanted to watch Cooper's toys, which he was less than thrilled about. He's like, why? Why would you do this? Then I had gotten a package. So many of you had recommended different solutions for his paws in this cold, and several of you had recommended these. I'm going to try several if this doesn't work, but so many people suggested these Canada Pooch boots, and I was not holding my hopes up high because he hates boots. None of them had ever worked, but so many people said that those worked when others didn't. So I was like, okay, we'll try. And as you can see, he was not thrilled about the prospect of having boots put on, but he's pretty tolerant and he'll let me kind of do anything to him. He just kind of lays there yeah, well, what is this? And he gave me a look like, are we really, you really want to do this to me? And when he tried to walk, he's like, this is interesting, but it was more promising than any other boots. He actually walked with them and kept going. So that was progress. Most of the time he just stands there and absolutely refuses to move. He was a little unsure at first and did do some kicking and things, but this was way better than any boot I had ever tried before. Yeah, hind kick. But I was like, do you want to go out? And he was like, yeah, we'll try it. So I grabbed his sweater and got him ready to go outside. And it was already dark and pretty cold, but we had been to the park earlier, but we were going to go again and just see how he would do. And he was already moving on his own without me telling him to. So, promising signs. So we headed out and the elevator is fixed, which is so nice. So we can just go straight down one elevator, which is lovely. But we pretty immediately had a fail. One of his back boots fell off, so I stopped, put it back on, and I was like, okay, but we didn't even get a few steps outside and it fell off again. I was like, well, all right, let's keep going. And then we didn't even get a block before the other hind boot fell off. And I was like, all right, we'll just go to the park and try again. But once he got there, he wanted to play so bad, so he didn't really want to stop and have his boots put on. And I have to say, he was doing so much better, even just with the front two boots. And the front two boots did stay on. So I don't know if I did the back boots incorrectly or if there's a trick. If you guys have these, let me. But I will say he wanted to stay so much longer than he did even earlier in the day when it was sunny and warmer. So that's a win. And then I just finished with a little dinner. Have a great night.